Let's get right into the biggest surprise today, Super Mario Wonder. We were all talking about how we wanted a new Mario game. It's going to take me a few. We just learned of this a second ago, and there was some beauty and some body horror in there. So if it takes us a beat to digest it all, bear with us, or elephant with us. But I think I dig this. This is. From my perspective, it's a little too close to the new Super Mario games to feel like a drastic new art style, but there's enough new stuff in here that's pretty cool. Miranda, what did you think?
I liked mechanically that they're trying some new things, which they have to, right?
Yeah.
Like, side-scrolling Mario looks the same. I mean, looks newish, but also the same. It's always a rehash, right? And so for this one, I think they have enough new ideas that could eventually play into other games that would be really neat. I'm personally not much of a side-scrolling Mario fan, which I think is pretty divisive maybe, but I really like the 3D open, running around, Odyssey, Super Mario Sunshine.
Totally.
That's my jam for Mario. And so seeing this, I'm like a little disappointed. But at the same time, I do like the flip between like this dark, weird
look at
mode.
That.
There's something very imaginative here that I like a lot.
Yes, which I think was what was kind of missing by the fifth, not new anymore, new Super Mario Brothers.
Exactly.
But that's also, so new Super Mario Brothers, it updated the art style, it added the little dance thing for the enemies, and then the sort of in the air, the extra tweak jump you can do, and obviously the multiplayer. But if you watch this footage, you see so many new elements. He's skidding along the ceilings and the ground. There's a rush mode where you smash through an exit gate and get to something beyond the exit gate. There's look at this pushing of the pipes. The pipes start dancing, the pipes start bending. So it's really cool. They're messing with what looks like new Super Mario Brothers with all these different new gameplay elements.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room?
Okay.
No. Yes.
Oh god, it's horrifying.
It's too early.
Yes.
I love Elephant Mario.
Yes.
I think Elephant Mario is great. He's going to be his own flood device. He's going to be able to absorb water and shoot water. We haven't seen that, but that's my hunch. Is we're going to be able to suck up water and use that as an attack as Elephant Mario.
Are we gonna get other animal transformations?
I hope so. I hope this is just the full-on most animal Mario's ever gone.
Which animal do you want?
I want Turtle Mario. I want him to go full Koopa.
Do you know how horrible that is? Because he goes and kills other turtles.
But think about how well he'd be able to stealthily infiltrate Bowser's castle as a Koopa.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh god, there he is.
Yeah. I don't know. Starfish Mario? I don't know.
Well, this is getting worse, Jada.
Okay. I find this one interesting because it's it doesn't look at all like the Mario movie. Not like I expected it to, right? No. Obviously, the left hand doesn't necessarily talk to the right hand when it comes to Nintendo stuff, and the Mario theme park and the Mario movie are all new ventures for them. But this is a completely different art style. But it feels just a little too close to New Super Mario Brothers. It's not like a total overhaul. I feel like they're making some interesting stylistic decisions there.
But it's been so long since we had a new Super Mario.
I know.
It was Wii U, right?
Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna play the heck out of this. This looks awesome. The 4-player co-op stuff looks like a blast.
Look at this. This is Yoshi's Island style right there. Did you see that? Look at the little islands.
Yeah, the terrains, the enemies.
Yes.
The style
That's why I thought
generally looks pretty neat.
when it first popped up, I was like Yoshi's Island, even just the flower. I was like, this is kind of very Yoshi's Island kind of style.
And Daisy's playable finally in a 2D side-scrolling Mario game.
I do actually love Yoshi's
Take that, Toads.
Yes, Yoshi's Island is awesome. This is and then we saw this new power-up, right? Which turns the world
wonderful.
Wonderful,
It makes the world wonderful.
It's going
weird.
sparkle mode, and you collect little gummy drops
You
there.
can look in the background, and the pipes all have these glowing green eyes. It's kind of ominous, honestly.
Yes.
Oh, maybe he's dead. Maybe it's poisonous, and
goes
he's
to
in the dead world.
Maybe Mario's dead?
Yes, because everything is haunted.
Is that your official theory here?
Yeah, well, it turned into an elephant. What's so hard to believe? Look at that.
So yeah, this seems like it's their big first-party fall game. Also, I don't know. I think this is a pretty cool swan song for Switch, right? They didn't say the system's dying or anything like that. But
I love 2D Marios. I love 2D Marios. I'm gonna play the heck out of this one. I'm gonna burn through it, find all the hidden collectibles, and then just and move on with it, which is totally fine for me. That's just how I do my 2D Marios. I love having an end in sight for Mario.
Yes.
I loved Odyssey. Odyssey is great. There's so many moons and stuff to do, and then you finish it, and it's oh, I gotta go back and grab even more stuff now. And it's just so much, and I'm not complaining about more content. I love it. but I also love having an endpoint insight with how many games we're getting this year.
I agree.
Like this year is such a packed. I'm A-okay with getting a 2D Mario and them saving a big, massive 3D Mario for next year
getting
or the year after.
The star coins, the hidden exits, the top of the flagpoles, all that, the little check marks.
And the couch co-op, right?
Yeah.
Remember, this is the multiplayer game, and it's very difficult to do co-op in like a Mario Odyssey, like 3D sort of setting, right? It's either kind of fixed perspective like 3D World or it's 2D like this. I always love those games for couch co-op. I have 3 kids, we play them together, 4-player teams. One person is the sacrificer, the person who jumps down to their death to get that star.
Oh, all the time, yeah. You got to throw your kids into the lava.
Yeah, totally.
To get
there you
the
go,
star.
kids, go get that.
Or bounce off their heads, all that fun stuff. Yeah, that's another one of those big, kind of argument simulators for the family. It's a good time. I wanted to talk about the other gigantic Mario game reveal we got today, which is Super Mario RPG Remake.
Is that really that gigantic of a game, Brian?
That's a huge one. Yes.
I'm kidding.
Yes. That was, to me, so Super Mario RPG is, I think, one of the most beloved games of all time for old school Nintendo fans. It was a sort of like one of the first more casual action RPGs, but also like an amazing team up between Square and Nintendo at a time where they had, they were kind of more on PlayStation's side, right? And heading into more of the bigger, more serious RPGs. Mario RPG is really fun. It's got like this awesome timing mechanic to it in terms of like your jump attacks doing more power when you hit at the right moment and stuff like that.
It's Paper Mario prototype.
That's what inspired Paper Mario. Exactly.
Yeah, and so this one's really cool. This one, to me, obviously you're never going to get the sort of like the way the original pixel art looked, right? And you can always go back and play that one, and I'm sure they'll put it on Switch Online. But I really like the art direction of this one. How did we feel about this?
I think it's great. I think it's the Link's Awakening glow up that this game deserved. Like it's fantastic. I love seeing all the extra detail in all these characters, the animations for all the attacks. Like it's fantastic. And Gino's back. Like we get Gino. Like he's coming to Smash next Smash Brothers now.
Yeah, we had assumed that this was in sort of like bygone partnership purgatory, right? Where it's like who owns the game code. This was a collab. Obviously, Nintendo owns the brand, and this is awesome to see it redone. I mean, they're definitely playing the greatest hits here, right? They're playing to the fans by getting us remakes and remasters of some of our bygone favorites. And, we got Metroid Prime remastered before, and now it's time to move on to this. It's freaking awesome to see.
It's wonderful, again, for folks like me who just missed them. Like, I didn't have a Super Nintendo, so now I get to play these, and that's so exciting because I know there are some, like, really iconic characters in this game that I've never met before other than just seeing some photos of them on the internet. So now it's a true adventure.
And this is not on Switch Online on the SNES app. It wasn't on 3DS. Like I believe it was on the Wii maybe, but like
it was.
Like that's you're going on like 15 years ago at this point, and those were ROM dumps.
You still don't have your Wii hooked up to your TV, Brian?
I do not. I did hook up my Wii U recently to play through Wind Waker, which we thought we'd see today, but that's okay. Didn't get a lot of Zelda stuff. We're getting a Princess Peach game. So wait, hold on. That was Super Mario RPG. Comes out November 17th.
My birthday.
Yeah. Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We're getting a Princess Peach game again, which looks to be less, I don't know, reductive of the human experience
reductive
of what it's like
word
to
to use.
be.
Her power is not being emotional in this one.
She doesn't cry her way out of trouble this time, which is cool. This is another really cool thing because the Mario movie came out this year. Princess Peach was awesome in it. She was no longer the damsel in distress. She's got a motorcycle, that cool new jumpsuit, kicked a lot of butt. And so I do wonder if we'll get that costume in this game. But there's this sort of thing at the end there where we saw her turn into... Was that Rosalina's costume?
I don't think it's her transferring into, maybe costume-wise, maybe like it's just like a blue outfit. Maybe it's like channeling some powers of Rosalina, maybe.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know.
What do you think of that, Miranda?
Yeah, it looked to me more like magical transformation into something else to change powers rather than like changing.
Yeah, we're getting some Sailor Moon transformation powers.
Since you have like a buddy with you, and I think that's one thing we didn't talk about with the Super Mario Wonder is that you had that little flower. Like we have a reoccurring thing of just like a nice buddy guiding you along the way, and both games look to have like pretty good accompanying characters.
Oh, interesting. I wonder if there's a sort of a like if there's a lore between those two things.
Yeah, it's like the guiding flowers.
Pikmin's got a little guiding dog.
Yeah, a lot of butts.
WarioWare Move It. That was another. That's it. So there was they kind of a bunch of Mario characters got their own games today, which I'm very happy about. WarioWare Move It was a wonderful surprise for all of us. We're all huge fans of that series, right? I've loved it since it first launched in the GBA. But the multiplayer aspect that they added a few iterations in is like one of my favorite things about it, because it just gets really, really silly. And I think it's interesting they showed this today because they announced on Twitter a few weeks ago that they're making a sequel to, We Have WarioWare at Home, which was 1-2 Switch.
1-2 Switch, yeah.
Called Everybody Switch, or Everybody Horse, I've been calling it.
Yeah.
And this, to me, is like the real king has returned.
This is the OG, and also 1-2 Switch demonstrated the rumble in the in the controller really well with the little ball counting game, right? Yeah. WarioWare was always that too. It demonstrated, like, it had a rumble cartridge with Twisted, where when you were turning it, you could feel stuff happening inside your Game Boy Advance. And this one goes back to the kind of Wii era of actually using motion, which is interesting, right? Because the Switch is also a handheld. Yeah. So this is meant to be played in your living room, or propping your Switch on a table with friends, and if you can still see the screen.
Yeah.
At that distance.
If you're somehow unfamiliar with this series, which is acceptable because it's been a while since you've had one, you basically, you and friends, or you by yourself, play a series of very frenetic, very quick-paced mini games, and they are sort of collated by different characters that have different themes. And my favorite one of which is 9-Volt, who does a bunch of like retro video game inspired ones. Yeah. And so I think we saw a bit of that in here, right here, the Mario 64 sliding down the slide mini game. There was another one with Pikmin as well. So I like that 9-Volt's, like, retro games for 9-Volt now are getting
64-bit now.
Yeah, 64. It's going to be GameCube next.
64-volt.
He's so
I was going to say, we're gonna get a 64-volt character.
Yeah.
It's his grandpa.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this one. So yeah, that is WarioWare Move It, and it's
such a fun, goofy game.
It just makes you laugh. Like when the mini games in this are so freaking odd.
If you feel sad, just pop this on for like 5 minutes.
Literally, it's all it takes.
It's always weird nose picking, and like it's got some strange stuff.
Garlic peeling
thing,
hair plucking. Like it does have a grotesque underbelly, right?
Pluck a hair from a potato.
Yes. Or feeding that bald kid a bunch of sushi.
He deserves it.
Why can't that be me?
I would love for somebody to just randomly feed me sushi.
As a representative of the balds, we do love sushi.
We will feed you sushi later.
So yeah, that's WarioWare Move It, November 3rd. 200 mini games in there, up to 4 players. Play with friends and co-op. It's gonna be a good time. Miranda.
Yes.
It's early.
Yes.
And I felt bad dragging you in for this, but I'm so happy you're here. You're a trooper. And then, like, about 8 minutes into the direct, we got something that's probably the happiest I've seen you in a very long time. And you're generally, like, pretty,
all the glass windows cracked.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get so hyped.
You freaked out over this. Tell me about Detective Pikachu.
You guys, this was announced. The sequel was announced forever ago. So Detective Pikachu came out on the 3DS in 2016. I loved it. It is a very all ages friendly puzzle game. Yeah. And it is one of the best experiences of seeing Pokemon live in the world. And you rarely get to see that. And I think that really is showcased in the movie as well, has the same name. And has similar story beats, but not exactly the same. And it's just so unique to get to like run around and see how Pokemon exist in modern day, and like them just like existing in cafes. And Detective Pikachu as a character is also just so goofy. He loves coffee, and I think it's interesting because Detective Pikachu ended a little bit on a cliffhanger, and it was a really big thing. And it's like, okay, well, what's going to happen next? And my biggest fear was we're never going to get it back again.
Right.
The movie was good. People liked it, but it seems like the game itself just wasn't as interesting for a lot of folks. I think people thought it was too easy, which makes sense because this was geared toward children.
Right.
Even though Detective Pikachu does hit on women and talks a lot about coffee, which is very much an adult thing. And so,
which children should not do.
No, no coffee for children.
You have something called natural energy. Just take it and run with it.
Exactly. And so with that, there are just so many good callbacks to mysteries that existed within the first game. A lot of new settings, obviously new adventures, and I am thrilled to see this. I, again, was so worried we didn't see it. So calling it Detective Pikachu Returns just felt so apt. It's like, we're back. We promise. It actually happened.
I had forgotten it exists.
Was this announced for the 3DS initially, or
this was announced for a Switch?
Okay.
So I think the thought, or I could be wrong, it's been so many years
so
at this
long,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, we were in the old office. Like, Casey still lived here. So when that happened, they had announced that maybe we were speculating potentially them porting the original Detective Pikachu to the Switch. But you can tell some time has passed. Like, Tim looks a little bit older. Yeah, I'm
Pikachu
just
has
so
grown a mustache made of coffee foam.
I don't want to spoil anything about story-wise, but I'm just so thrilled to see this and excited to see how they evolve it and how I can learn more about coffee. I'm not even kidding. They teach you about coffee in this game. It's
so
great.
does this mean there's going to be another movie tie-in then?
I don't know, because I know they did say that they wanted to do a sequel, but I'm not sure.
It did well, but it didn't do $1 billion well like Mario.
Can I do a little flex?
Yeah, go do it.
So when I went and saw Detective Pikachu premiere in Japan, thanks to Terry Schwartz, and I just happened to be in Japan. She's like, "Do you want to go to the premiere?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Oh my God.
I watched it with Miyamoto.
Oh wow.
We watched a movie together. That's all I got. That's all I got. It's my flex.
No, that is a good flex.
I thought the flex was just seeing the premiere in Japan, and then she's like, "No, wait, the shoe's gonna drop." Miyamoto was there.
No, yeah, we watched the movie together. That's what I say.
I thought you ruined the movie for everybody by naming every single Pokemon cameo out loud while watching it.
She's there and she's like Pokemon rapping. Like,
yeah, I guess too. Just seeing the Pokemon that they have featured in here is good too. It's like, God, guys, I seriously was trying not to cry. It was just such a big moment for, I think, the spin-off Pokemon fans. And
there's a game for everyone, and this one is exclusively for you.
Yeah, it is just for me. So thank you.
And that's October 6th on Switch. So this fall is already looking like very packed for Nintendo fans. We really had no idea what the rest of this year looked like for us, and now we've got stuff to play for months and months and months. It's nice.
There had been rumblings that there would be Mario something later in the year, and I thought Mario RPG when that showed up. I thought, okay, that makes sense. That's the big Christmas game, but we got another Mario on top of it.
So that's 2 weeks before Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Yeah.
So it's
October a 20-hour game. You can do it.
Which is what 2 weeks before Mario RPG, and then we Princess Peach is next year, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And Luigi.
Yeah, in the middle of all that, we got an announcement of
Dark Moon's coming next
Luigi,
year as well.
Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, right?
Yep, the DS one's getting remastered for the Switch. Yep. Or maybe not remastered. I don't know.
They're putting it on Switch.
They're putting it on Switch. Yeah. It was a DS game or 3DS game originally, and so now we're getting the Switch treatment, which is great. I'm a big Luigi fan, so more Luigi, please. Like, it's been 10 years since the year of Luigi. Let's make next year the year of Luigi again, please.
I believe that was
good game.
So I found the Year of Luigi coin in my drawer. I was cleaning out my office the other day, and that felt like a completely different. That's like a whole life ago. That was, I believe, financially their worst year in like companies.
Wow.
Luigi.
I came for Luigi.
No, I love you, Luigi.
Luigi's Mansion 2 was overlooked.
Yes.
I think so. I think it's good to get it in front of people. And 3 was a spectacular game. Same developer, by the way. And I do think 3 is better than 2, but I think it's worth going back. And we're getting that remastered remade. We're getting Pikmin 1 and 2 coming back. We're getting the Arkham game. So there's still a lot of even if we didn't get like a Twilight Princess or Wind Waker or Metroid Prime 2 announcement yet, we are getting a lot of kind of classics returning.
They're gonna announce those next year.